No, bruv, don't give me that rubbish about you trying to call me. Guys,
No, do you know, I'll be honest, I ain't been ready to speak to you.
Bro,
I ain't been ready to speak to you.
What? Listen, Av.
And you know what? I was close today to messaging you again. I'm ready to talk. I was close. I was close.
I was on the Inside Scoop channel watching, and I thought it was a hologram. I'm thinking, where is Avellino? I've been looking for you for weeks, mate.
Do you know what?
This league.
I'll be honest, man. I just wasn't ready to speak with you. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know what I'm doing.
This guy's talking about Gary Neville.
Go and get me that shirt, please.
Bro,
just pure disrespect. Pure disrespect.
Rio, how you doing, man? You got to hear Rio, Harry Pinero.
Yes, H. Representing. I like that. I like that a lot.
We're letting the people come online.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of shout outs today.
Okay.
Sections in. Harry, you want to lead this one?
I just want to say, first and foremost, massive thank you to Manchester United Football Club Institution, PLC, located in Manchester. As you can see right now, we are ready to go on at any time. Well, first and foremost, what we're going to say is, look, better performance from Manchester United than against the game against Liverpool, Newcastle. Determination and character. That's all we wanted to see today. We wanted to see 11 players running, trying their best, doing their best. We know that the quality isn't as good as it needs to be, but where we can do the bare minimum, which is to play football for the fans. And I think today we did that. We should have been 4-0 up at halftime. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think those against a better team will struggle, but you can only deal with what's in front of you, and we did that today. Scott McTominay got 2 vital goals. I think Garnacho played really, really well. His decision-making for me was a bit questionable throughout the game. I think he could have just relaxed a bit. But we got it. 2-1. 3 points off City. You get me? Points off City.
Title charge back on.
Yeah, you know what we're calling this place? The Theatre of Streams.
Yeah.
The Theatre of Streams. Know that.
And Joel, I've got something to say to you.
Breakfast thinking. Bro.
Hey, wait. Let me just get this right.
Yeah.
Are we celebrating people going to work and running? Is that what you're doing today?
Obviously, our situation's a bit different.
Yeah, it's a bit complex, man.
All we can do is look at ourselves. And in the last Newcastle game, we're looking at footballers wondering why they're not putting in a shift. Do you get what I'm saying? And today, like Garnacho, cool, the decision making at certain times, but I'm looking at him like you can't argue it. He's going again and again. And actually, the attitude makes the goal. Because another player, maybe their head drops. But, you know, he's refined the situation and thought, you know what, in this situation, let me make the cross and you get an assist from the right attitude. Man United wingers, over the years, that's what we see, bro, from Giggsy to Bex to the attitude of the wingers got to be right, bro. All the players, bro. And that's what makes the goal.
You see these men when they was playing, heart and determination.
And you know what, bro? And you're saying that, bro, that's what
History of C.
Joe, you're saying that, yeah, but which one? I'm bro.
Before you carry on, give me 2 seconds.
Right. Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's inside. We were kind of like letting everyone come into the chat just so they know what it is. It's Joel Bayer, Rio Ferdinand, the last time Man United won the Premier League, Harry Pinero, Inside Scoop, and obviously we've got Avellino, who's somehow back on the planet Earth. I want to give a massive shout out to everyone in the comments. Bilal Khan, Beatles. Listen, we're going to be giving you guys shout outs. We've got questions for everyone here. Rio, now that we've got a few people on the stream, I want to ask you, what were your thoughts on the game beating Chelsea 2-1 at the Theatre of Nightmares? I mean, dreams. Hanging a couple.
No, you know what? I think, listen, like the guy said, man, the morale at the club after the game against Newcastle was low, man. I think that when you can question teams not playing well, you can question us not scoring enough goals or conceding goals. You can pick that to pieces, but you can't accept when it looks like there's a lack of effort from individuals on the team. So I think that was a low bar for us and a low place where we going into this Chelsea game. And now the Chelsea game comes, and you're seeing everything that people were asking for to be that should be visible in a Man United team. It should be like standard. We saw it today. We saw effort. We saw desire. We saw passion. We saw people trying to run about. We saw people staying true to the system and not trying to do a one-man show. We saw this a little bit more discipline. And you make your own luck when you work hard like that. And that's what happens. It's not always about quality. Sometimes you've got to graft and grind to get that little bit of luck and to get you over the line. And today I thought we'd done that. Sometimes, we could have gone in at half time and we wouldn't have been able to argue if it was 5-3. Like, so there's still things to be sorted out. The balance of the team ain't perfect yet. But listen, I'd rather go and win a game like that than what we saw against Newcastle, because you walk away from that after Newcastle and you're thinking, wow, like, well, where are we going to go from here? So I think, as I said, like the temperature and the mood of the fan base and the club in general before tonight meant there was a lot of pressure on tonight. But it just shows you, if you go back to the old school, that things that don't change, that have been the same year in, year out, that is work hard, honest, determined performances, then the quality can be added to that at a later date, and when you can start building confidence, and then we'll see the true Manchester United and what these players are about. But you need that work in, you need that work ethic, and we got it today.
Rio, I was going to ask before the guys step in with their questions and their thoughts. Do you remember ever being in similar type of pressure that United have been during the course of the week? Obviously, you were never in such a bad situation like this, but were there any times in your career where you look back and you go, rah, Sir Alex, like the fans, they were onto us and we needed to deliver?
Well, listen, when Mourinho come in, you got to remember we were winning, yeah? And then all of a sudden Mourinho comes in, and for the next 2 seasons, he wins the league. I think Arsenal might have won it, so we didn't win it for 3 years, I think. So that's pressure, like mad pressure. Mourinho comes in and wins it, start the season on a madness. Like, we used to start slow and then build up momentum. He didn't even allow us for that in that team. The second season again, they've done it again, and we're sitting there going, rah, we are under mad pressure. Like, the manager ain't accepting that he's going to change the whole squad. He's going to change all enough players. So it's not the same as today's pressure. It's a different type of pressure, but it's pressure all the same. You just have to deal with it. Like, so again, like we were getting questioned by people in the media. We were getting, listen, Giggsy was getting booed them times. Ryan Giggs, booed. Like, so I see like people like Anthony chatting in the paper today about, oh, where's the support, etc., and players haven't had the type of pressures that I've had, etc. I ain't seen him get booed at Old Trafford yet. You know what I mean? I ain't seen like certain individuals, like Ryan Giggs was getting booed week in, week out for a sustained amount of time. Let that sink in. And these men are talking about pressure. Like, so it's different times, different pressures, but pressure, as I said, is similar across the board. So, and it's about how you deal with the pressure. Like, I weren't looking for no support from people. I had pressure when I got done for my drugs, man, and I had to come back to play. You think I weren't under pressure to perform? You think I didn't have all eyes on me every minute of the day, at training, in the matches, off the pitch? You think there weren't paparazzi following me everywhere? Like, I ain't moaning, man. It's like, this is part of it. This is Manchester United. That's what this emblem brings. It brings an extra level of pressure that a lot of other clubs, bar probably the Real Madrids of this world, don't really feel. So you've got to be, when you walk into the door at that club, there's going to be every type of pressure that you can imagine or you didn't even dream of that you would feel that comes. Now, listen, I sympathise with Anthony in some of the things. He's gone off the pitch. He's got a few big issues off the pitch he's had to deal with. So, yes, we do sympathise with that. But listen, man, us ex-players, we ain't vindictive. We ain't a vindictive bunch. We ain't a personal bunch. None of us have called him personally. We're just saying what we see. If there's things that a player's not doing and we think he should be doing it, I think we're within our rights in the job that we do to call it out. Simple as that. Listen, how many of these players are going to accept a DM from most of these guys that are talking anyway? Listen, bruv, you know what? Actually, you need to sort yourself out, bruv. You need to start doing this and doing that. You think these men are going to call you back and go, do you know what? Thanks for that. I doubt it very much.
Go on, Harry.
Yeah, do you know, I agree. I think, look, as football fans, we've never played the game professionally. So the pressure that comes with that, we'll never understand that, and that's fine. But what we do know is the beautiful game that we love and we love watching. And a big part of that is, even if we're playing Sunday League football, we're playing five-a-side, there's an element of giving the best that you can for your team. I think in any walk of life, even in if you're building a business or you're building a brand, if everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, that's where the success comes from. And I just feel like with Manchester United, yeah, there's an element of individuals. You saw today, Garnacho was running until he passed out. Bruno Fernandes is another one. Scott McTominay, in some aspects of it, keeps going. We need 11 players doing the same thing. Now, I said this today on the Inside Scoop. I said there's a clip that Sir Alex Ferguson that was circulating about Sir Alex Ferguson when he was speaking to Danny Welbeck, and he said, you know, there's a picture in my office, and it's a picture of 11 men sitting on the ledge of the Empire State Building, I think it was. And
I've seen the picture.
Yeah, you've seen the picture, and what that means is what it was basically trying to say is that people that built that, some of them died trying to save the people that were dropping. And I think that was an indication of what Man United stood for. And that's why Man United fans are so upset that we're not trying. Like, we're a passion team. We just want to see our team run for the ball. And Rio can tell you, there's probably been better teams than Man United, better football players than Man United, against Man United. But we believed that we was always going to win. And I think that belief system has to come from the players. Ten Hag wants his team to play a certain way. Believe in it. Keep going until it doesn't happen. But if you give up before it's even happened, for me, your mentality is weak, and you're supposed to be called out for it. That's like me doing my job and I'm doing a YouTube video and I'm like, no energy in it. But people are seeing other YouTubers with high octane energy. They're going to compare me to that. I'm going to be like, why can't you be like them? So that's the standard. And if I'm not doing the standard, I think I should be open to it. You've got players like Rashford, even when he came on the pitch, doesn't look like he wants to be there. Like, dust out the club then, bro. Simple as that. Dust out the club. Because you got players who haven't even achieved anything like Garnacho, and you can never discredit how much he wants to play for that badge. We need 11 players playing like that. And that's the only way we're going to be able to build. And that's just my views. What do you think, Av?
Yeah, like, look, as a human, I empathize with someone like Rashford, because it's like, you don't know what battles or what sort of self-talk is happening in his head when his body language is a certain way. But then the reality is that, you know, the bigger picture is always the most important image, bro. And Man United, I'm always going to talk from the best interests of Man United. And that to me just says maybe you're not built. Maybe a lot of these players ain't built to represent Man United, because, like you said, you come back from a drug ban. I don't think these lot can handle that. I'm watching the Beckham documentary. What happened to Beckham with Capello? I don't think these men can handle that. Giggsy getting booed, like, as you said, week in week. I don't think these men can handle that, but I empathize with them because it's a different time and society is different. You know what I mean? Tough people make good times and good times make weak people. And I think we're at that weaker moment where the young players, they're coming into football and it's amazing sport with all this money that's made by tough people, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Legends at the club, bro. I was saying to bro earlier, bro, Man United, bro, the history, look, people that built this club are serious men.
Working class men,
Sir Bobby Charlton, rest in peace, bro. Like, these are men that lost his teammates on a plane crash. They built another team, gone and won the European Cup, gone and won Ballon d'Or, gone and won World Cup.
Don't even get me started, bro.
I don't think society today produces. I don't think society today almost allows young men to be that resilient or be that tough, and just in terms of the way things are, bro. It's like it's across the. I think this is not just a problem in football. I think it's across the board. You know what I mean? So it's like when you get young characters like Declan Rice or Bellingham, bro, they stick out like a sore thumb. That was normal back in the day. Everyone's Bellingham. Everyone's Declan Rice. Do you get what I'm saying? And of course, for Man United, I think it's a bigger issue at our club because just the way things are run, you walk through the door, you ain't done nothing in football, you're on 200-300K a week. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas Jeremy Doku on City, I feel like their things probably run a bit better because I heard he's on like 50K a week. Got a lot to aim for.
He's still got to aim for so
so
much.
Many things you got to find. I watch Garnacho, and in my mind, it's almost like, to me, I'm like, I feel like this kid's got a motivation to go around Madrid or something. There's something driving him. You know what I mean? You need to find motivations for these young players to, you know, honor their. You got a short career.
That's why. Go on, Joel. Sorry.
You got a short career.
I was going to say, I want to make sure that we acknowledge the people that are inside in our chats right now. Southwards, Southsides.
To Dan O'Reilly, we said you two are awesome. You better be talking about me and him. What's wrong? Joel's just angry that Man United are happy. That's all it is.
Angry?
Yeah.
Bro, have you seen the Villa result? Listen, I'm Jamaican tonight. Me and Leon Bailey, we're partying, bro.
Mm.
Where's the Captain Morgan, bro? I'm ready. But listen, yeah.
Joe.
You know what? I know we've been speaking a bit negative, yeah, like because that was the issues that have been surrounding the club. But you have to say it was a magnificent response today because there's a lot of pressure on that game today. You know,
100%.
big pressure on that game. So that team, they need to be credited for that because that shows a pair of bollocks to be able to come out there and perform, put the hard work in, and go and get the 3 points. Because at the times it was shaky, but they got the 3 points, and that's all that matters. And we just got to. What we need to do now is build that momentum, man. Start building some confidence and momentum with these results, and like don't take no steps back. Because at the moment it seems like we take one step forward, 2 steps back. Because and part of that's been a lot of off the field issues that are just like filtering onto the pitch and affecting the morale and the confidence on the pitch as well. So I just want to see. Do you know what? One of the things I want to see. I want to see them cross the ball for Highland, man. My man's making run after run in that box and not getting on the end of
I
it.
didn't know, yeah, that it's Ramadan in Manchester. Because Homeboy's starving. Homeboy is starving. And Ramadan's not until like another 96, 97 days. I said, yo, brother, listen, you can eat. But I think with Highland, yeah, for me, it's a good time for him to be in Manchester because it's got to get difficult before it gets better. But we've seen what he can do in the Champions League. We know he can score goals. The Premier League is just it's very difficult. And because Man United haven't been playing the best right now, I think that's why it's a bit more difficult for him. But he's another player that I just feel like when the goals do start coming in, it's going to be a madness. So we just got to support him, man.
Real, do you think there's an element of possibly sometimes I watch him, I'm like, maybe he can be a bit like less, not less enthusiastic with movement, but just a bit more. Sometimes he can overdo it, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He looks like he's like a coil. He's just like been cold up where every time the ball comes, just like he's got to just relax sometimes. Stand. Even you know what? Sometimes the best thing is to stand still on a pitch when it's all going mad. Stand still, press pause, and the game comes back to your pace. And it's like okay, I can see it again. And I think just because listen, he's 20 years old though, so these things you can't expect him to have this. I liken him a little bit after his start in some ways to Diego Forlan, who hadn't scored in 20 plus games or something like that for Manchester United when he got here. But there was no doubt when we were at a training ground, you could see this kid had quality, both feet, shooting, great striker. He was behind someone like this. Is the difference is Hoyland isn't behind a number 9 that he can learn from, whereas Diego was behind Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
100%. So I hope there's somebody there. Benny McCarthy's on the coaching team there. He's a centre forward. Hopefully there's someone there like that who's coaxing him, who's coaching him, who's making sure that he's seeing things the right way and not getting too kind of disappointed with not scoring.
Scoring, 100%.
Guys, I have to read out some of the super chats that we've got. We've got it, Amar Hassani. They want to know who is your man of the match, Rio.
I think you can't score 2 goals in an important game like that with 2 match-winning goals and not give it to McTominay. Garnacho would have been a close second for me, but I have to say McTominay's come up chumps with 2 big goals, man.
They're asking where is the Ferdinand. Oh no, they want to know where the Fitness Ferdinand videos are gone, bro. Like I didn't read that before I said
bro,
that.
they're in behind me there. They're behind there.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say over there.
Go on, guys. I'm gonna keep going through the questions. Any more questions? You're not laughing at me. Anyway, go on.
Look, we have to talk about it because it's happened right now, and we spoke about this on the Inside Scoop as well. Man City losing to Villa.
Yes, a tight charge.
Yeah. You said what?
Huh?
Also, yeah.
What you say?
He said title charge back on.
No, my cousin Tim.
So basically, what we said was, so I've just So the cable for our title. Yeah. So there it is. So what happened was when we lost a few games in the season, the cable for our title charge was lost, but we found it now. So we're 3 points off City. Just to let everyone know. Just put it out there. But no, jokes aside, Joe. Yeah. I said this before. I said, look. For me, Arsenal this season, he's fuming. Arsenal this season have shown me a different Arsenal in a sense of, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest, bro. They are showing us what Man United used to do. Last minute goals, not playing pretty, just getting the job done. Yeah. And I think there's no other team apart from now, probably Liverpool, that that are showcasing that as well, because they done it the other day against Fulham as well, yeah? And I think this is the only chance I see that Arsenal have to really make a statement and win this Premier League. Because we're seeing City drop points and we're seeing Arsenal just do none of that.
Let me just say, Joel, just chill, bro.
No, but
chill.
What's your views? I want to ask Rio first before I get to Joel, because Joel's been talking a mad thing. What do you think about Arsenal right now, and how different do you think they are in comparison to, last season and the season before, where they was getting better and better?
I don't actually think they've actually got to the level that they played at last season yet, performance-wise. But they are. Look where they are. So they ain't even playing particularly well, or as well as we've seen them consistently, and they're still top of the league. So they're a problem. They're going to be a problem. If I'm City, I'm looking at them and thinking, right, this is the real deal again. We're going to have to go to the wire again. It's going the full hog. Like we can't afford to be dropping points at Villa the way we did tonight, and because these guys look like they're going to be relentless again. So I think Liverpool could push themselves in there somewhere, but I just think they're just going to be a bit off. I think Arsenal. I said at the beginning of the season, City will win the league. I ain't as convinced now. I still think City will win it, but I would not be surprised if Arsenal go and win it.
So just a question on that. Yeah, it's like I wonder they've won it 3 times in a row. From your experience, obviously winning it 3 times in a row, something no Arsenal players done as well. By the way, Joe, sorry. Is it? I wonder if it will be difficult for those players to go again and find. Do you know what I mean? Do you get my question?
Do you know what? Do you know what our problem was at Man United? I think as a club, as a fan base, and everything, we got a bit complacent. I was talking about it the other day. We didn't even celebrate. We didn't even do a open top tour bus when we won a Champions League. Like we won the 3 in a row, and it wasn't even talked about as right. Beginning, we're going to do 4 in a row now. It was just like this is just what we do. So, and I'm seeing Pep now chat about 4 in a row in press conferences. That is, I've met Pep for a coffee and chatted to him, and he knows the 4 in a row has never been done, and I can see the glint in his eye. He say, yeah, that is something I need to outdo Man United on and Ferguson on, etc. So I think Man City, they've got talking of complacency. I don't think they'll allow that to creep into that football club. They've got too much to play for. There's records to be set that they're very aware of. So they're going to make it hard for Arsenal. But I just think I think Declan Rice. I said it before. Man United, he was the player I would have 100% gone and got, because you could argue there's midfielders with more ability than him, maybe, right? But I would argue that it's probably only Jude Bellingham that comes near him in terms of being able to get into a dressing room and try and get control of that dressing room ASAP and get the respect of that dressing room day 2, 3, 4 straight away, with not only performances and standards and helping with the culture and the environment, but the attitude and the likability factor, but also the respect factor that he would get straight in. And that's why I thought that he, more than anybody, was probably more important than anybody that Man United should have gone and got. And they allowed Arsenal to go and get him. And even look at the game yesterday, he scores the winner last minute.
Real, are you saying that on form, Declan Rice is the best DM in the world?
How did you get to that? I
can't take to
I can't.
My man's drinking rosé. My man's drinking rosé, Vimto rosé.
From Lidl.
Are you? Sorry, guys. Celebrating the stretch in the league. Are you saying that Declan Rice is the best DM in the world right now, Rio, on form? Yes or no?
On form, you got on form. Who else is there? Rodri.
Yeah, on form. On form.
Yeah.
On form, that's tired, bro.
No, because we can say that about Jude Bellingham, because some people might say Jude Bellingham's not world class, but on form, he's the best player in the world right now. Cool, I'll take that. So what are we saying about Declan Rice?
Yeah, I would say I would definitely. Declan Rice has got to be in with a shout at being the best defensive midfielder at this moment in time.
That's what I thought, Mr. Rio Ferdinand. That's what.
Yeah, but I've been saying that our top quality is for ages. I think like I said when he was at West Ham, I don't think we know where his ceiling's at.
Real, it's not the same. This is not West Ham. This is not West Ham.
Well, you're moving like Arsenal have got a cabinet, a trailer load of trophies in the cabinet. You ain't, bro. Relax.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Bro.
We are working on it. We are working on it. I want to bring it back to Man United very quickly, right? You spoke about Højlund. And one of the questions that came in from Contrice Hart, shout out to you. They asked, what player can unlock Højlund? Because obviously we're reaching the January transfer window, and we all know, like Man United.
I'll tell you what can do it. Man United have got the players there already to do it. Yeah, like I said this before on another show we done. I remember when Van Nistelrooy was there, and I remember when Ronaldo was there. Ronaldo used to never cross the ball. I remember Ruud going mad. Ronaldo was almost crying, like going crazy, like cross the ball. You like it's a circus act. This guy's send him. And Ruud walked in, left the training ground, and walked in midway through the session. Said, I can't play with this. Like Højlund's gonna have to go mad at someone. So there's in no uncertain terms when these men go wide and get wide and they open up, they don't think twice about putting the ball in. Anthony doesn't want to quit. Anthony's first and second choice isn't to put the cross in for Højlund. Garnacho's probably second, maybe third choice as well, is to put the cross in. He's always thinking about, let me beat the man and see if I can maybe get a shot or beat the man. And sometimes don't even need to beat no one. Where's Højlund? That's all you need to think sometimes. If he's going to be the number 9 to get all the goals, they need more players thinking first, where can I find Højlund? We used to think that about Rooney. We used to think that about Van Nistelrooy, etc.
Don't you think the challenge with Højlund going mad in a way Van Nistelrooy did is like the credentials? You know what I mean? You almost respect that Van Nistelrooy commands doing it.
And he's young. Yeah,
he's young. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be quite challenging for him to almost do that. You know,
and it may be come to the manager because I mean, like after this story as well, we done the same thing with Van Persie. Van Persie was making 10, 12 runs a half and not getting the ball. And the manager done a video. We were top of the league at that time, and he was saying, "Listen, this man, look at the video. Look at the man making runs, and you're not ain't playing him." And he was talking to seasoned vets like Scholesy and Carrick, Giggs, etc. So these men just sometimes you need visualization. You need the visuals on the screen and saying, "Look, I could pull out 4 or 5 today." Moves that he made in the box or on the halfway line to get him behind, didn't get the ball. Like they just need putting into the mindset of the players so that they see the pictures.
Yeah, that's in your subconscious, almost like always find Højlund. Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Harry, you got something?
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
So I've got a question then, and I want to ask Rio first, and then we can put it out there. Do you think there's more than 50% of the team right now that are not playing for Ten Hag?
Not on today's. If you just said to me, it's like night and day, these two performances, isn't it? So if you asked me that after the game against Newcastle, I'd say, you know what, I could argue a case that you're right with that statement. But then I watch the game tonight and I go, no chance.
No chance, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it?
So
It's weird.
we need to find some consistency in these players. Why are you not bringing it every week? Like effort and desire and passion. That's not a negotiable. That's a non-negotiable, brother. That comes every week. If you get beat based on ability and stuff and a bit of bad luck or whatever, that's fine. We can all accept that. But that non-negotiable of effort, work ethic, desire, application, fire in your belly, that's standard, bro. I shouldn't even have to coax that into no one.
Yeah, man. I guess then you got to question the environment, like what's it like
that's it.
behind the scenes? What's the attitude like? What are the conversations like? You know what I mean?
Avellino, that's Avellino's talking sense.
You know what I mean? Because like it's like, but being able to lose and not be lost. You know what I mean? Able to suffer defeat, not be defeated. You know what I mean?
But you mentioned something about Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is one of those players that I feel like his whole character and who he is as a person. He is someone that will uplift the team regardless of a win or a lose. He's just that's just how he is as a person. I don't know if you guys watched the Napoli game with Real Madrid when Joselu was missing so many chances. When Jude Bellingham finally gave him, he made him go over there and say, look, guys, that's the guy. He's trying. So there's just characters in the Man United dressing room, that will bring that team cohesiveness. I think that's the issue that we have. And I think, in my opinion, I don't think a lot of the players rate Bruno as a captain. Because Bruno, for me, looks like he's really got Ten Hag's back, but I don't think other players do as well. So that's probably why you probably see that they don't look like a team. They look like 11 players playing for Man United, but just not a team. And I think today we saw that they can be a team and they can have team cohesiveness and they can, even though we should have won that game by a mile away. It was a tight game when it didn't need to be. We still got the W. And I hope that this is a step into a level of consistency. I just want to finish the season as strong as we can.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
just see that message. I may see that message that come up. That question. Who was that question from?
Well, first of all, there's we're gonna give a shout out to Big Dog Super Chat. We really appreciate that. Before we read that out, we have to talk about this afterwards. Apparently, Patrice Evra has said to Ten Hag's face in post-match interview that European games is not an excuse. Now, I need a little bit more context. So if you guys in the comments can find out exactly what's been said so we can discuss that. But going back, the question from Big Dog is, Rio, do you think Vidic Evra, if Vidic Evra stayed longer at United, then the likes of Januzaj, Pogba, Lingard, Rashford wouldn't be a lost generation? Whoa.
I still think Rashford ain't a lost generation. Rashford he'll come good. I'm hoping he will. I think he will. He's having a bad spell at the moment. So I would take him out of that equation. But Januzaj, Pogba, Lingard, that was a generation that should have done a lot more together. Yeah, listen, I just think the environment that Paul Pogba came back into, where Jesse was there, etc., and all the other guys that were there, was a very different environment to what he left. And I think even he was surprised when he come back and thought, right, this is lax in there, man. I see Matic. You see Matic's comments yesterday.
Yeah. Bro.
Like saying I at Chelsea, we had discipline there, and people were on time. And Man United had to put in place a fine system because people were coming late every day. Pogba and Jadon Sancho, he said. He named them. He didn't even care. He just named them. And I'm like, bro, like you couldn't have done that in our time. Like the manager, I told the manager don't come into the dressing room, but you got players in there, and it ain't just the leaders, like the names that you got there, me, Vidic, Evra, Giggs, etc. The whole squad would be turning eyes up and looking people up and down if they walked in. Like, it wouldn't just be those guys. It'd be all other guys. John O'Shea would be looking at people. You might even go and say to them, listen, you need to step up because people are going to get onto you. Carry on, man, like that. Like, it just there was a certain standard that, like, I remember I called out Pogba and Jesse for dancing when we were in sixth, and putting it on Instagram when we were sixth in the league or something like that. And I was like, them two didn't like what I said. And I've spoken to Paul about it since. Jesse ain't really chatted about it with me yet, but I have chatted to Jesse a little bit, but they just wouldn't have done that in our time. Like just because generations are different, I get that, and that with social media is very different. But at the same time, boy, do you think LeBron James is going to have people dancing about when they're languishing in the league, like in his dressing room and posting up on social media? I don't think that the culture of individuals wouldn't accept it.
Yeah, 100%. Football will never outgrow that, bro. Principles remain forever, bro. Like, what's your attitude like? Environment's so important. Like, that's what they got that phrase. I'll show me your friends. I'll show you your future. Why? It's because you can't help but be affected by what's around you, like it or not.
It's like, and I look at Jesse now and I think, like, what's happened, man? Like, do you know, like when he was at United, I don't know who's the manager. It might have been Moyes, and then when I went on telly and that, and Van Gaal, I think it might have been, he was there, etc. I was saying, I had people in the studios with me going, how's Jesse Lingard at Man United? And I said, listen, this kid, if he's at Man United when I'm playing, he's an unbelievable player. He could get in our squad and be a great squad player at least. He should have been at Man United for the rest of his career. He's a Man United player. I don't know what's I don't know what's gone on and what's happened, man. And sometimes if some players, they are held up by the environment at a football club. He was probably one of those players that needed the environment more than anyone.
Also, I feel like a lot of times the players' backgrounds come into it as well. Like it goes deep, like in terms of how you brought up, family structure, what's your situation? Because that's when character and mindset is really set in and embedded in you. Do you know what I mean? I can't help but admire when I'm watching David Beck sit down with his old man and Roy Keane. Like, these are great men of football, but whatever principles they showed throughout their career that we respected, I'm sure was set in stone from when they were kids. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot more goes into it. And I think talent can get you to the top, but talent doesn't get your top career in anything. It's your mentality. That's how you become excellent. You know what I mean? So I think that's when it shows itself, like the character, the mentality, the mindset. You can't hide from that. Talent can only get you so far. It can't make you have a great career.
Alexander B, he's giving a shout out here. Arsenal fan here, saying that you guys, all three of you guys, need to stick with Erik ten Hag. He needs to play with his players. We were 8th twice and now competing. Probably going to win the title this year.
No, I didn't say that. It said we were
He did.
aiming
He
for
says it right
now
there.
for the title again. They didn't say
He says
probably
right
going to.
there. He says, and there's an
Bro, which one of us three Man United guys here said Ten
Yeah.
Hag to come out? Who
Trust
said
our
that?
We're just
I've
reading the
invested
super chat.
in ETH stocks.
Yeah.
Look, I believe that he's a good coach. I think that the situation at Manchester United for the last 10 years has been very, very difficult for any manager to come and manage in. I think we've seen the likes of Jose Mourinho as a top manager, Louis van Gaal as well. We've seen what David Moyes can do at West Ham. So I just think what's happening with Man United is very, very difficult. And I think he just needs time, not only from the board, but he needs time from the fans. He needs time from the players. Everybody just needs to support Eric Ten Hag like what we're doing as well. Because we've seen with what he did last season, he actually has the highest win percentage of any Manchester United manager in the amount of games that he's got as well. So I feel like right now, the writing's on the wall for him.
Don't do that.
Why not?
Don't do that.
Why not?
Just say I support my manager. Don't try to come with them.
Look. Do you know with Joel, One thing about Joel, because his team's currently sitting on top of the table right now, and he's wearing a bank robber hat, I feel like he thinks that he's some sort of expert. You got a little cheap wine from Lidl. Brother, look, I understand. Right now, you lot are in a good place right now, but I just believe with Ten Hag, if we trust him and things get better, he'll be the right coach for us, innit? So we're trusting Ten Hag. But on that note, boys, we've got to go. We got to leave on a high. And at the end of the day, I want to say, hang tight all the 3 points collectors worldwide, wherever sport you're playing in. Never forget. We are winning.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gone,
Harry,
man. But, yes, brother.
Harry, it's coming beyond the 90. There's a big one that you've got coming soon still. It's coming out.
Can't say the name.
Next week. So you guys got to make sure, you know what I mean? We're giving. Hey, before you go, you know what we're actually doing? We're actually also almost at 1 million subscribers, right?
Wow.
So so I know you got 1 million Instagram. You know, if I've got 1 million YouTube, giving away a signed Ronaldo shirt, number 7, the GOAT, the real GOAT, the guy that was saying all that stuff about the club and no one believed him. There's a signed shirt that's been given away, and Rio, is that real? Is that legit? Yeah.
No, bro, I met him at Carrington. I got stories, man. I got stories.
Harry Pinero is giving away his signed Man United Cristiano shirt and Rio. So, and we're giving away a holiday as well. Football Escape. So, what you got to do, you've got to make sure that you subscribe to 5 YouTube channel, and you've also got to make sure you follow that. You let us know on the Instagram at us. We're going to be looking. Have you subscribed? Whatever. We'll be giving you guys the prizes. I want to give a quick shout. You guys can go if you want, Rio. I'm keeping you for a couple of minutes. You got a couple man here. We need to say hello.
See you guys later, man.
Take care, boys. Take care. Nice one, boys.
Cool.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Ed. Ed saying South London in the build. Do you know Ed, Rio? Do you know who that is?
No.
But big up to him anyway, though. Do you know what I mean?
I need to go to bed, bro. I'm tired, man.
Yeah, you got one more, Rio. Do you? This is from the Mind Body Life Coach. Do you think, with the top half being the way it is, that this could be one of the most exciting seasons for the year, with a lot of clubs in the mix?
Yeah, you got Villa in there now with Unai Emery doing his thing. You obviously got City, Arsenal, Liverpool about there. So yeah, man, I think it's close. That's what I like about it. You want it to be interesting. You want it to be close. Arsenal have got a little still on a few of the clubs, but they're still well within reach. So I think it's going to be exciting. Turn of the year, home run. Keep your eyes peeled, man. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you said it yourself. You're tired. You need to go to bed. Too much energy watching the game, bro. It was like the battle of the eight. You know, El Madico. It was incredible. You know, but listen, I can't wait to see you again during the course of the week. We've got stuff coming out, and like I said, everyone watching, thanks for being on 5. We really appreciate the support. The sub number is crazy. You know, we're currently on 998,230. So we're not far, yeah. Yeah,
man. Tell a friend, man. Tell a friend. Subscribe. Notifications on the lot, man. We're looking to go over 1 million, and then we're going to start road blasting. More interviews coming. More stuff. We can put that diet Vimto away, bro.
Shout out to Aston Villa. Rio, I'll see you soon.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
Later, man. Thanks.
Bye-bye.